run!
Only thing hated more than a runaway slave is those that would dare aid him.
Seen any runaways around here?
You know I wouldn't tell you if I had.
That's in my blood, I never change. This is the toast of the underdogs. Now we doing it our way. Light 'em up, light 'em up.
All right, so I got SAG nominated for Straight Outta Compton ensemble cast, Mr. Aldous Hodge. Now we see you in this show. I mean, you've been in a lot of shows. I mean, even on Straight Outta Compton, you was the most senior actor with experience, but this feels like it could be, I hate to say a breakout show for you, but audiences definitely are going to be even gravitating towards you more. How does it feel to carry this character of Noah?
Well, look, man, it's a lot of weight to carry because I want to hold it with respect and honor the time frame and the stories of the people that we're telling. So I hope we did it well. I think we did it well, but I love this character. It's some of the proudest work I've ever done in my career. And I mean, you're right, brother. I've been in this game 26 years. It's been a long time. And, you know, every job is a learning curve. It's, you know, leading up to what you're supposed to do. And I think that this, you know, everything I've been through has kind of groomed me for this opportunity right here.
A man named Noah, very smart. He's the ringleader.
Well, you know what the streets say when something comes up about slavery. You know, there's people in the living room like, oh man, here we go on to slavery again. How does this show flip that script?
Here's the thing. Initially, when I heard the idea of the show, it was pitching me as a slave drama. And I had that same, you know, hesitance. I was like, I don't know. I read the script and completely changed my perspective because the thing is, we all think we understand what slavery is. Very rarely do we understand the honesty of it, which is that it's a part of American history. And we're talking about American slaves, you know, American slaves who put their lives and hearts into the soil of this country and built up its economy. This is the foundation of America. So when you think about, you know, the true honesty of Americans enslaving other Americans, you understand a different side of it. And then when you kind of get into the fact that these people are enslaved as opposed to slaves, because to say I'm a slave takes ownership. This is what I am. I'm this thing. To say I'm enslaved means that somebody did this to me. Somebody has to take responsibility. I'm still a person at the end of the day, and I have a story to tell. So we're talking about enslaved people, and we're showing their real heart and their real potential. And we're completely showing a different side. We're exhibiting this content and the subject matter in a different way that hasn't been exposed before.
A girl named Rosalie, delicate nature, well made.
We're here. It's your day. We're talking about a new show where you're the lead, and among a great cast of characters, and it's groundbreaking, and it's not what people think about when they think about a slavery show. If it's just titled a slavery show, this isn't what it is.
No, honestly, this is it's about the Underground Railroad. You know, did you see
I seen the first 4 episodes. They sent me the nice box. I seen everything. And I'm at the cliffhanger spot trying to figure out what's about to happen.
Man, you're in for a ride. I mean, I'm just so incredibly proud to be a part of this project. For one, it was one of the most challenging projects I've ever done in my life. Physically, you know, I did all my own stunts. I mean, shooting in Baton Rouge in a corset and 5 layers in the dead of the summer with mosquitoes, you know, biting me in every single place. Like, bit me under my eye one time. I was like, really?
That's your first time shooting in Baton Rouge.
It was my first time shooting in Baton Rouge, not my first time shooting in Louisiana. But no, I mean, look, it's an incredible project. I think, you know, at first people were underestimating how amazing it's going to be, but I'm excited for everyone to see it.
How did it feel to have the small family reunion with, I've seen Jesse appear in the episode. I was like, wow, I don't know if I've seen them work on screen together.
I know. We haven't worked together since we were like babies. You know, I was so excited I was trying to find something, and it was actually Anthony Hemingway, our director, who was like, got the perfect role for Jesse. I mean, he kills it. He's so good in it.
Yeah. All right, TV lovers, we got Mr. John Legend, executive producer of this series. First, I love the fact that you've taken your new hand in producing. I've seen the film about the gardens in the hood, and I know you got the one with Michelle Obama coming up.
Yes.
What's this new career for you?
Well, it's still about storytelling. That's what I do as a songwriter. It's about collaborating with great creative people, which is what I've already been doing my whole life. And so it's just an extension of what I already do, and I'm excited to get these stories out. And most of my collaboration is as a musician, but also as someone that loves film, loves working with great writers and great directors, and trying to produce something beautiful.
One of the biggest things about this series that's distinct is the music. It was that part of your input, like we're gonna bring this story of American history, but we're gonna input some hip hop drum lines in there.
Yeah, well, I talked to Joe and Misha, the creators of the show, right at the beginning of the process, and we both agreed that we wanted some fresh music in the series. And so it wasn't just going to be period music. We wanted to make it current and relevant, and the stories are so timeless. Even though they're set in a specific time, it's about courage, it's about boldness, it's about breaking free of whatever's holding you back. And so we wanted the music to feel like it was current and timeless as well.
Hi, TV lovers. We are here with Miss Amira Van, who's, I don't know what to call you. You're like the head house mistress. I don't know what. I don't want to get in trouble.
Things, right? Yeah. They definitely call me a few things.
But you're in the house. You're in the big house.
Yes.
And you're playing a lot older than you are. Obviously.
Yes, hopefully, a little bit older, not that much older.
How did you feel taking on this role? Because you know, there's always a lot of backlash in the black community when you do anything that's historical in this period. Because people are like, oh, you're telling these type of stories. But this is definitely a different twist. How did you feel about when you got the script?
I was thrilled. The writing is fantastic. Misha and Joe are just brilliant writers. And, you know, I'm thrilled to work with this cast. This cast is they're really exciting and talented artists. They're wonderful human beings. And the story itself is about the moment when people decided to be free in their minds, and then that changed history. So this is an exciting time. We're not catching slavery during, a time that was we were just sitting in it. We're catching it right at the brink of a revolution. And these are revolutionaries. And so I have so much pride telling this story. I have so much pride for the young people saying, yeah, I'm over this and it's time to make change.
You play one of the toughest roles, I think, because we've kind of seen this role repeated in different iterations in history.
Yeah.
But it's not everything it seems from the first episode with your character. How do you feel about your conflicted, complicated character?
He's not conflicted. Well, he is a person that's dealing with his circumstance. At the end of the day, this is a person by any means necessary that's trying to be free. Yeah. You know what I mean? And if he's not going to be free, then he's going to be at the top of the food chain. And, you don't know a lot of his backstory, but as we go through this series, you find out a lot about his backstory. But at the end of the day, yes, he's self-centered. Yes, it is about him. But he's more than that.
Tell me about creating this series. I mean, first, it must have been a challenge to get this thing to TV. I mean, like, were people really excited about telling this story?
It was a challenge, but I think that it was a challenge because we were also saying we wanted to do it bold, we wanted to do it different, we wanted to kind of take this time period and do it in a way we've never seen it done before. And I think that was a little bit hard for people. There was a lot of skepticism of like, but we said that we've seen the occupation. This is about the revolution, and it was exciting. And I think what it took to get to screen only helped it make it better. It kept it baked, and now we have this great cake.
All right, TV lovers, I have a director that's been around for a second doing some projects that we've been familiar with, like The Wire and Red Tails and Empire. Now we seeing you on Underground, like as a director. How was it directing this series, and what kind of mindset did you have to get into to try to take this era and kind of bring it to a modern audience?
Misha and Joe, the creators of the show, really unleashed the beast in me in this one. I had such a great time. It was like doing my favorite heroic action adventure. And my goal was to be bold and daring. I really wanted to drag the past to the present and have a really awesome chance to defy what anyone comes to. My man right here. I wanted to defy what anyone would come to this with, in thinking that they know what it is, because it's so not. We're really into the revolutionary of this and trying to celebrate life and find the humanity in slaves. And I wanted to give it that visual swagger that I think it needed. They had so much strength and courage and swag back then, and I wanted to really show that. and really find ways to just kind of present it in a new, fresh way, even trying to find contemporary ways to do that.
Such a great series. Your character seems to be conflicted, and like we're in for some surprises. Can you tell us anything about this conflict going on between your character and with your son growing up and doing this strange trade with you?
Yeah, you know, I think my character is kind of the definition of conflict. You know, he's a man who's, you know, he's got to do what's best for his family, and you know, he's losing everything on his farm, and you know, he's good at his trade, and you know, he has no, I guess he has moral qualms about what he's doing, but you know, he's got to do what he's got to do.
As an actor, when you're doing a series that's dealing with this chapter of American history that a lot of things don't shine a light on, was there any conflict for you to like take on this role and to play this character?
No, you know, I took this role as it felt a lot like you know, the movie 42, the Jackie Robinson experience, which is let's take a look at what America was in this moment, you know, with all of its warts and all of its heroism, and see who the villains are and the heroes are, and let's examine it. But you know, I think you know, both projects, but you know, especially you know, Underground, they did a great job of making something historical, very actiony and very, you know, just motion oriented, I guess, just always thrusting forward. It was great to watch.
I've been a slave all my life. 25 years, 300 months. I'm done waiting. It's time to act, but I can't do it alone. As long as we together, we can do anything. We gonna have to fight for every step. Now we trouble.
You trying to get us killed?
It's all or nothing.
I know you was planning to run.
You running with us?
I ain't scared. We could help people.
You mean to harbor fugitives?
We could make a real difference.
We got to get a group of us together. When we run, ain't no white man gonna be able to stop us.
You get caught or not, it's gonna be the slaves left behind that pay the price.
Run with me.